5 is Keen. Okay. Thank you for your help, actually. It's nice when they're cooperative because in the stuff that I do, sometimes I'm like, why do you want to put lineup card? You want to ride train. You know, just show it to me. I'll take a picture of it. I'll take it out. I'll get it back to you. I'm not going to steal it from you. It's weird. Okay. I'm here. As ready as I'm ever going to be. So when do you want me to start, or are you ready, or what do you want me to do here? Hey, Pat, it's Diedrich. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. You want to give me a shout out here? Going 30. Okay. Oh, we're getting into warm-ups right now. Okay, great. Well, good evening and welcome to Loeb Field at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds in Silverdale, Washington for the Class 1B District 1, 2, 3, 4 baseball tournament semifinal game between the Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes and the Crosspoint Warriors. My name is Diedrich Allen. Saturday, Mount Vernon Christian beat Closing on the road 12-2 in 5 innings. The Hurricanes are now have a 13-7 record. Crosspoint took care of Evergreen Lutheran 5-1 Saturday. The Warriors are 14-1. Well, we're going to get right into the lineups because it looks like we're about ready to play some ball a little bit early. And we will start out with your visiting Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes. Leading off is number 8, Joel the Tip Guy. He'll be followed by number 14. That's Bennett Davis. I should say that Joel will be playing short, and Davis is at third base. Number 10 will follow. Number 3, batting third, is Nathan Simank. He's at second base. Cleanup hitter is Jake Fadima, first baseman. Chase Woodmansey, right field. Blom will follow. He's the catcher. Kilvert, center fielder. Jordan Fadima will be pitching, and Bronk is the left fielder, and leading things off with a, is that a ball? I believe it was a ball to Joel Votipka. So next pitch is a fly ball. It's going to drop in just into center right field out there, and Joel will turn the corner at first, and one on to lead the ball game off. And that will bring up number 14, Bennett Davis. Now, by my stats, and these are just my stats, I got to get that out here from the last game. Well, I folded it and I got it wrong, so here we go. You went 1 on. Throw over to first, and that gets away into the dugout. That'll send Votipka to second base as the ball got stuck in the dugout there at the first base line. Should tell you center field is 400 feet away. It's 315 down the third base line and 320 down the first base line. So, I believe it's a bunt up to the front of the plate, picked up by the pitcher. Throw to first for the out there. On the play, however, Votipka heads over to third base. So, Joel is safe at third and in scoring position over at third, and Davis is out 1 out. 1 on. Should give you the lineup for Crosspoint. The pitcher is Stinnerson. He's going to swinging a high fly ball center field. Out there on the run and getting it there, tagging up and coming in, try to score is going to be Votipka, and the Hurricanes are up 1-0 on Crosspoint here. And that would be an RBI by Simek. And 2 down. First pitch to Jake Fedima. Takes strike 1. Jake's playing first base. And let's see here. I have him down. Oh, he'll swing and he'll hit a fly ball center field. Out there on the run to get it. And that is out number 2. Or 3, excuse me. And that'll do it for Mount Vernon Christian here in the top of the first inning. They do get 1. They lead 1-0. Crosspoint coming up. And you are listening to KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Hate it when they start early on me. I'm not prepared. Well, bottom of the first we go. 1-0 Mount Vernon Christian with a lead. And coming up is going to be Crosspoint Warriors. Leading things off will be Reed Howard. He's center fielder. He's had most of the work here for the Warriors in the the top of the first. The pitcher will follow Sinnerson, followed by Bates, the shortstop, Flint Howard, the third baseman, Hinman as a catcher, Bickle, Keene, Pfeiffer, and Cook will follow, but we've got to get through Reed Howard here, the center fielder. And my notes have Reed going 0 for 3, but did draw a walk against Evergreen Lutheran in his at-bats on Saturday. So the first pitch from the pitcher, Jake, or was a ground ball right back to Jordan Fedima. Throw over to first to Jake Fedima, and 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that will bring up number 1, Silas Stinnerson. He was 2 for 4. And, well, I think he scored 2 runs. He's the pitcher for the Warriors. First pitch to him. Fastball, strike right down the middle of the plate. So 0-1 to Stinnerson. Jordan Fedima into the windup inside, and that'll hit him in the shoulder, so Stinnerson will head to first base with 1 out. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 13, Levi Bates. Levi was 1 for 2, had an RBI and scored a run against Evergreen Lutheran on Saturday in that 5-1 win. So 1 on, 1 out. You've got Stennerson at first base as the crowd's filing in here. Bates will step in, wait for the first pitch from Jordan Fadima. Fastball a little bit high for ball 1. So 1-0 to Bates as he'll step back in. Here's the next pitch. That's high for ball 2. So 2-0. Again, Stennerson at first base, 1 out in a 1-0 ball game. As Mount Vernon Christian came out and batted in the leadoff batter. Here's the next pitch, and that's high for ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes to Bates. Jordan Fadima on the mound. Next pitch on the way, fastball. Hit that outside corner for strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike now. 1 out, 1 on. Silas Stennerson over at first base, and he goes. Throw to second. Sliding in safely is Stennerson. And that pitch was a strike, so the count goes full to Bates. Runner in scoring position for the Warriors. It's Stennerson. He's at second base. 1 out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Bates goes down swinging for out number 2. And the first strikeout of the ballgame. And that will bring up Flint Howard, the third baseman. And Flint was 0 for 2, walked twice, scored a run on Saturday. Runner at second, pitch on the way, fly ball, heading to right field out there, grabbing it with a little bit of movement out there for the out, and that will do it for the Warriors in the first. Well, they had a base runner. He made his way over to second base, but they left him out there. We head to the second, 1-0, Mount Vernon Christian on top. This is KBRC 1430 AM at 102.9 FM and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. One nothing, Mount Vernon Christian with the lead heading into the second inning of play. And leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian will be number 21, Chase Woodmansey. I had him down for 1 for 3 against Quilcene on Saturday. Walked once. A little bit of a delay here as the catcher for the Warriors comes in. It's number 8. Jonah Hinman, actually, gets his gear on to take his place behind home plate. So, leading things off again is number 21, Chase Woodmansey. 1-0 ball game. Here's the first pitch to Woodmansey. Swing and a miss for strike 1. I'll step back in, wait for the 0-1. From Stennerson, pitch on the way. A little foul tip ground ball that rolls up against the backstop for strike 2. So 0-2 to Woodmansey. Leadoff batter for Mount Vernon Christian here in the second inning. Top of the second, 1-0. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead. Pitch on the way outside for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chase Woodmansey. Here's the kick from Stenderson. Pitch on the way. That's low. So 2-2 the count. Next pitch on the way is swing and a miss, and Chase goes down swinging, so 1 away. And that will bring up number 12, Trevor Blom, that is. 0 for 1 I had him down. He is the catcher for Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes. Of course, my stats are unofficial and inaccurate. And Blom check swinged on the first one, but they got him for strike 1. They'll get another chance at this one. It's an 0-1 from Stenderson. Here's the kick and the throw. Just right down the middle of the plate, a little sinker for strike 2, 0-2 to Blom. Bases are empty, 1 out. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's fouled up over my head. Drops in behind us. And the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Well, I guess I have a little protection here. The cable. There's a fly ball headed to left field out there, dancing around and gloving it there is the out. And that was Keene with the out. So 2 away for Mount Vernon Christian. That'll bring up number 1, Christian Kilvert. He's playing center field today. And Christian, I had him down for 2 for 4 and a double against Quilcene on Saturday. Here's the first pitch to him. Strike 1 called. As Kilvert takes the pitch in. 0-1. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 to Kilvert. 2 down, nobody on. And Christian will call for timeout. A couple of stretches there. Gonna step back in. Wait for the 0-2 from Stenderson. Pitch on the way outside for ball 1. Gotta say, good job by Hinman to get that ball. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kilvert. Pitch on the way. Just a bit outside and low for ball 2, so 2-2 the count. So Christian Kilvert, 2 out, nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and 1, 2, 3 go the Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes here in the top of the second. Head to the bottom of the frame, 1-0. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead. Crosspoint coming up. This is KBRC 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Bottom of the second inning we go, 1-0. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead. Crosspoint coming up. The Warriors leading things off will be the catcher, number 8, Jonah Hinman. And Jonah was 1 for 2, walked once and scored a run. Catcher will step in. He's a senior, by the way. That was his batting he did against Evergreen Lutheran on Saturday at 5-1 win. He'll step in. We're in the semifinals in Silverdale today. A little bit of cloud cover, some blue sky off in the distance. Here's the first pitch. Low and outside for ball 1 to Hinman. And he'll He'll step back in, wait for the next pitch. Here's the kick and the throw. Outside corner, hit it for strike one called, so 1-1 is the count to the leadoff batter for the Warriors. It's 1-1 to Hinman. Pitch on the way, ground ball right by, but scooped up there by Votipka. Throw to first, and Fadima gets the out there. 1 away for Crosspoint. Nice play there. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 7, Shea Bickle. Bickle was 1 for 2, batted in a run, walked once, and scored a run on Saturday. Here's the kick and the throw from Fadima for strike 1, right down the middle of the plate to Bickle. So 0-1. 1 out, nobody on for the Warriors here. In a 2-0 ball game. Sorry, folks, wind's kind of picking up here. Next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. That's a pretty pitch. 0-2 to Bickle. Here's the 0-2. Just outside corner, strike 3 called. And that is the second strikeout. Is that only second strikeout? Second strikeout for Jake Fadima. 2 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, number 5. Oh, and he'll swing and foul the first one off. That is, it's J.T. Keene. He was 1 for 3 against Evergreen Lutheran. So 2 down, nobody on for the Warriors here in a 1-0 ball game. They're trailing. Here's the pitch from Jake Fadima, a little bit outside for 1-1. Here's the next pitch. Strike 2 called. Jordan Fadima in on the mound today for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the next pitch. It's high and inside, and the count goes even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Keene. Oh, that's just a little bit outside. Ball 3, so the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Keene. 2 down for Crosspoint. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Hit that inside corner. That will do it for the Warriors here on the 3rd strikeout out of the inning. So we head to the 3rd. 1-0 Mount Vernon Christian on top. KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Yeah. Leading off the 3rd inning, it's going to be Jordan Fadima, the pitcher for Mount Vernon Christian. They're up 1-0. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Jordan for strike 1. Let's get in the right box there. Okay. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 to Jordan Fadima. And I had him 1 for 2 with a double and a walk against Quilcene on Saturday. selected Jordan Fadima, the pitcher for today for the Mount Vernon Christian, leading 1-0 here. Leadoff batter. Stinnerson into the windup in the pitch swing. That one's off the screen above my head. And the count remains no balls, 2 strikes to Jordan Fadima. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. Left field out there under it. And grabbing it is left fielder Keene. And that will be out number 1 for Mount Vernon Christian. And that'll bring up the left fielder for the Hurricanes, Dante Brunk. Line him 2 for 3 against Quilcene on Saturday. Pitch on the way. He shows bunt, pops it up in the air and over the tower here for strike 1 to Dante Brunk. 1 out, nobody on. Here is the next pitch. Pulls back the bunt. Takes ball 1, so 1-1 the count to Brunk. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 ball game. Fastball down the middle of the plate for strike 2, so 1-2 to Brunk. Stinnerson gets a sign from Hinman. Pitch on the way. That's going to be low and inside for ball 2, so 2-2 the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. That's going to be low and outside, so that's a full count of 3 balls and 2 strikes to Brunk. 1-0 ball game. 1 away for the Hurricanes. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Just hit that outside corner. And a 2 down for Mount Vernon Christian. That'll bring up the top of the order. Joel Fotipka. He had a single and scored the game's only run here in the first inning. So 1-0 ball game. 2 out. Nobody on. Joel Fotipka on at bat. First pitch on the way. It's going to be just a bit high for ball 1. So 1-0 to Fotipka. Next pitch on the way. Outside and away. I believe that was a ball. Looked like a ball to me. Here's the pitch on the way. Same play. Oh, that's strike. Okay, so it's a 1-2 actually. Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fotipka. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And down go the Hurricanes from Mount Vernon Christian. In their half of the third, we go to the bottom of the frame. Mount Vernon Christian still leads 1-0. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Really need to get on the ball here. Well, bottom of the third we go. 1-0. Mount Vernon Christian with the lead. Crosspoint coming up. And leading things off for the Warriors is number 9, the first baseman, Keegan Pfeiffer, who's 0 for 3 against Evergreen Lutheran on Saturday. Jordan Fadima on the mound. First pitch, little half swing base hit. They'll roll all the way out to right field. The Bronc will get it and throw it in, but there's a leadoff single here for Pfeiffer off of one pitch. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 10, Dylan Cook. He was 0 for 1, but walked once against Evergreen Lutheran on Saturday. So 1 on, throw over to first, and Pfeiffer's back safely with a head first dive. So 1 on, nobody out for the Warriors, trailing 1-0. Here's the kick and the throw. Shows bunt, a nice little bunt at the front. Fadima looks over at second, throws to first, little off. So extra base here. And they will hold at third and second here. And that's got to be on an error. Cook is on second and Pfeiffer is on third. Nobody out. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Reed Howard, center fielder. He ground out in his first at-bat in the first inning. So 2 on, nobody out for the Warriors. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside for ball 1. And you've got runners at second and third. Nobody out for Crosspoint. Jordan Fadima on the mound. He'll kick and throw. A little bit outside again for ball 2. So 2-0 to Reed Howard. The center fielder for Crosspoint. 1-0 ball game. But 2 runners in scoring position for the Warriors. Pitch on the way. Check swing, but he's called strike 1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Howard. Nobody out, 2 on. Here's the 2-1. Fly ball. That's hooking out of play over the fence out there. So count goes to 2-2. Still out of play, so foul ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Reed Howard. Nobody out, 1 on. Next pitch on the way. Check swing. And down he goes with a check swing, so out number 1, and the 4th strikeout for Jordan Fadima. That will bring up the pitcher, number 1, Silas Stenerson. He got hit by a pitch in the first inning. 1 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way, ground ball. Right to the glove there, a little bobble by Davis. He'll hold up there, and no throw as he held the runner at third and gave up the first base. So Stenerson is on, so bases are loaded now with 1 out. And here comes number 13, Levi Bates. He struck out in the first inning. So wait for the first pitch. Again, 2 out, bases are loaded. Pitch on the way, it's high, ball 1. So runners at first, second, and third. 1 out. 1-0 ball game. Mount Vernon Christian with that 1-0 lead. Crosspoint up the bat. Next pitch is low. And that's ball 2. So 2-0 is the count. A meeting at the mound for Mount Vernon Christian. A little early for a pitching change, but this is a semifinal game, so maybe, just maybe. And they break it up. Nope. Jordan Fadima stays on the mound for Mount Vernon Christian. And stepping back in with a 2-0 count, and the bases loaded, is Bates for the Warriors. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1. So 2-1. Here is the next offering from Fadima outside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Waiting for the next pitch. from Fadima inside, and that'll hit him in. That'll bring in a run and tie things up here at 1. So Bates heads to first, and 1 in. So 1-1 is the score. The ball game all tied up. 1 out, and the bases remain loaded, and that will bring up Flint Howard. He flew out in the first. The first pitch to him is high. Ball 1. Oh, we're going to call a balk here, and another run comes in to score. And it's coming in to score is going to be Cook. So runners are now at second and third, 2 in for the Warriors. In a 2-1 game, they take the lead. Pitch on the way. And next pitch to Flint Howard is strike 1. So 1-1 the count. 1 out, 2 in, 2 on for Crosspoint. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Flint Howard. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Howard. Jordan Fadima. Just a little walk around the mound, back to his position, waits for the sign from Blum. Here's the pitch on the way outside. That gets away. Coming in, trying to score, and coming in and scoring is Stenderson. Ball, the throw to Fadima just off his glove, but now another run comes in, and it's 3-1 Crosspoint. So 3 in, 1 out. And that was a ball, so that makes it, is it 2-2? The wild pitch scores another run, and Crosspoint has taken a 3-1 lead. Another meeting at the mound. The coaching staff, looks like we might get a pitching change here. And we will. It looks like Joel Votipka will take over on the mound. So while he does his warm-ups, we'll take a break. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. So new pitcher for Mount Vernon Christian. Number 8, Joel Votipka. He'll take over on the mound. Jordan Fadima moves over to second base, and Nathan Simak will be shortstop. So 3 runs are in. It's a 3-1 ball game here with Crosspoint on top. And Flint Howard still at bat, and he has 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. 1 out, 3 in, 1 on. Runner at third base, and that's Bates for Crosspoint. Only 1 away. 3 in. Pitch on the way. First pitch, fastball. That one that gets away off the glove, and another run comes in to score. Throw over to first off the glove. So now it's 4-1. And dropped third strike as Howard is at first base. So 4 in here for Crosspoint. They're leading 4-1. 1 on over at the first base is Flint Howard, and that will bring up the catcher, number 8. And Jonah Heineman. Throw is in there for ball, and runner goes, and Howard makes his way to second base with a stolen base. So runner in scoring position for Crosspoint. They already have 4 runs in here in the inning. Only one away. And the batter is Hinman with 1 ball. Next pitch on the way from Botica, and that is a fly ball line drive caught there by Fadima. Throw to second, and they get the double play there as Jake gloved it through to Simic covering second, and that'll do it for the Warriors here in their half of the third, but they get 4, and they lead 4-1. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Feel a little disjointed here for some reason. So we head to the 4th inning of play, 4-1. Crosspoint Warriors scored all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the third, and they are now leading. And a little bit of work to do for Mount Vernon Christian as a third baseman, number 14, Bennett Davis, will come out. He grounded out in the first inning. He'll lead things off for the Hurricanes here as we have a little bit of delay as Stenderson's waiting for his catcher to come in with the last warm-up. And here we go. As here comes Davis. He'll step in. Wait for the first pitch from Stenderson in a 4-1 ball game. Mount Vernon Christian down 4-1 now. Here's a pitch on the way. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Davis. Fly ball center field. That's going to be grabbed right in front of, well, just off the grass is Reed Howard for the out. And that's 1 away. And that'll bring up number 10, Nathan Simenk. He is now at shortstop. He flew out in the first inning. So first pitch to him from Stenderson. Right down the middle of the plate for strike 1 called. 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. 4-1 ball game. Crosspoint with the lead. Mount Vernon Christian at bat with 1 down. And Simenk will step out, call time, step back in, wait for the 0-1 from Stenderson. Just double checking on whether Nathan called timeout. He's waiting for the 0-1. Pitch on the way outside. That's going to be ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Simenk. Playing shortstop now. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the shortstop from Mount Vernon Christian in a 4-1 game. Crosspoint has the lead at bat. There's a foul off. Straight back just to my left. Glad there's a fence there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Simenk. Shortstop swinging. There's a ground ball, little dribbler up the third base line. Picked up there by Howard. Flint will throw it over, and it's offline on that throw. So Nathan will hit the dirt and run over to second. So runner at second base, and Nathan Simenk, 1 out, and that will bring up Jake Fadima, the first baseman. He grounded out in the first inning. meeting at the mound here. Let's see if they officially, well, not going to give it an error. They're actually going to give him a single here. Nathan Simek, so we'll do that. He's on second base, though. 1 out. And we're going to have a little bit of a conference with our umpiring team. We have a moment here. Let's thank some of the sponsors that are helping bring this game to you. The Country Store, Mount Vernon Christian School, Pegasus Pie Company, Sound Cedar, First Class Auto Glass, Skagit Habitat for Humanity, and Lindy Insurance. And oh, by the way, the Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Crosspoint with a 4-1 lead on Mount Vernon Christian here in the district semi-final game here at Loeb Field at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds in Silverdale. Here's first pitch. Called strike 1 to Jake Fadima. Plays first base, or playing first base today. 1 on. Simek at second base, 1 out for Mount Vernon Christian. There's a fly ball, actually a line drive. It'll roll into right field. Simek rounds third, heading home. And Fadima has an RBI single. And that will make it 4-2 now. And that will bring up Chase Woodmansey. He struck out in the second inning. A little breeze coming in. Sounds worse than it actually is. That's the way it comes across the microphones. Here's first pitch. Runner goes. Fadima, the throw to second. Fadima slides in, and the ball popped out of Bates' glove. And so Fadima is safe at second base with stolen base. So runner in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. It's 4-2 now. That's the scoreboard. That's a Lindy Insurance scoreboard. So Jake Fadima on second. There's a foul straight back to Woodmansey. Yeah, so it's 0-1, I believe. No, it's 0-2, excuse me. All right. Next pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and Woodmansey strikes out. And that is the 4th strikeout by Stenderson. And that will bring up the catcher, number 12, from Mount Vernon Christian, Trevor Blom. And Trevor, let's see, he flew out in the second inning. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Blom. Strike 1. So 2 down, 1 on. Jake Fadima at second base. 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian in a 4-2 ball game. There's a pitch is low, swing and a miss for strike 2 for Blom. 0-2. Again, Jake Fadima at second base, 2 away. Pitch on the way and a fly ball. That's hooking foul off the dugout on the first base line. So the count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Trevor Blom. So 1 on, 1 in, 2 out. Pitch on the way and a ground ball right up the middle. Glove there by Bates. Throw to first, and they got him out there. Well, Mount Vernon Christian gets 1 back. They leave 1 out there. It's now 4-2 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. And we head to the bottom of the frame. This is KBRC AM 1430 and 102.9 FM and KBRCradio.com. We'll be back in a minute. Okay. Bottom of the fourth inning, 4-2 is our score. Mount Vernon Christian got one back, but couldn't bring another one in as they left one on third base. And here comes the Warriors from Crosspoint, number 7, the second baseman. Shea Bickle will lead things off, and he swings and misses at the first pitch, so strike one to Bickle. So 0-1. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So 0-2 to Bickle. And he struck out in the second inning, his first at bat. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and down he goes swinging. So one away. And that is the first strikeout for Tipka on the mound. So that'll bring up the left fielder, J.T. Keene. Swings and misses the first pitch. Keene struck out also in the second inning. So 0-1, one away, nobody on. Outside ball, 1-1, and 1 the count to Keene. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Actually got a little piece of that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Keene, 1 out. Nobody on for Crosspoint. They're leading 4-1. That's the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint on top of Mount Vernon Christian. And at bat high on that one. Nice job there, Blom. He tapped it to himself. Ball popped out of his glove. Trevor Blom did a good job. So 2-2 the count to Keene. The next pitch on the way. That one just a bit low and outside. Didn't hit that corner, so count is full to Keene. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. So 2 away now for Crosspoint. In the bottom of the 4th inning, they are leading 4-2 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. So here comes the first baseman, number 9, Keegan Pfeiffer. He swings and misses at the first pitch to him. Strike 1. He did have a base hit in the 3rd inning, though. He led off the 3rd with the base hit, and that one's a swing and foul tip straight back off the face mask of our home plate umpire. So 0-2, 2 down, nobody on for Crosspoint. Here's the 0-2 outside that one all the way back to the backstop. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keegan Pfeiffer. 2 down. Cook is on deck. Should Pfeiffer reach, but there's 2 away, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Votica. Swing and a miss, and 1, 2, 3 go. The Warriors all on strikeouts. Struck out the side. We head to the 5th inning of play. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 2. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. And we're in the 5th inning of play, top of the 5th. That is 4-2 is the Lindy Insurance scoreboard with Crosspoint on top of Mount Vernon Christian. Mount Vernon Christian leading off with, well, a swing and a fly ball out of play over our heads, and it's leading things off is Christian Kilvert. He struck out in the second inning, and he is behind in the count 0-1 right now. The first pitch was fouled off. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, but it's strike two called. 0-2 to Kilvert, center fielder for Mount Vernon Christian. 4-2, his team down 2 runs here, top of the 5th inning. Leading things off is Kilvert. Here's the kick from Stenderson, and the line drive right in the glove of Bickle. Bickle throws it over to first base in Pfeiffer, and that is out number 1. So 1 away for Mount Vernon Christian here, and that will bring up, well, he's now playing shortstop, Jordan Fadima. And Jordan, oh, he flew out the 3rd inning. First pitch to him is swing and a miss. So 0-1 to Jordan Fadima. Nobody on, 1 away for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the next pitch on the way. Ooh, just hit that outside corner for strike 2. 0-2 to Jordan Fadima. 1 down. Bronk on deck for the Hurricanes. Pitch on the way and a fly ball high, shallow. Going out is Bates. Did he drop it? He did drop it, so Fadima, I couldn't see the umpire was in my way. So Jordan Fadima's on base. So 1 on, 1 out. And here is number 7, Dante Bronk, the left fielder. He struck out in the 3rd inning. Throw over to first. Fadima back safely. They had first dive. So Bronk in the hill swing, and he'll foul the first pitch into the field behind us for strike 1. So Bronk has an 0-1. He'll step back in. 1 out, 1 on for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 5th. Shows bunt, takes strike, throw over to out the first base, and it is into right field. Picked up there, and it gets away from Bickle there and rolls into just the grass out there in left field. And Fadima is on second base with a, well, I guess you call that an error throw. They did call that a strike, so Bronk has 2 strikes on him, 0-2 in the count. 1 out, 1 on. Fadima at second base. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And Bronk goes down swinging. That's, let's see, I have a 5th strikeout by Stenderson. So 2 away now for Mount Vernon Christian, top of the order coming up. And now batting is number 8, Joel Votipka. He's the pitcher now for Mount Vernon Christian. He struck out in the 3rd, had a base hit to start the game. And did score the first run of the ball game, and they're going to intentionally walk him. So Votipka is over at first base. So runners at first and second for the Mount Vernon Christian Hurricanes, and that will bring up number 14, Bennett Davis, 3rd baseman for Mount Vernon Christian. First pitch to him is strike 1 called. Davis flew out in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st. So 2 on, 2 out. Fadima at second. Votipka at first. This ground ball right over the mound, right into center field, missed there. And coming around and scoring is going to be Fadima. That makes it 4-3 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. And Davis is on first base after the bobbled catch there, and Votipka makes his way to second. So 2 out, 2 on, 1 in. So here is the number 10, Nathan Simek. He reached on an error, gave him actually get a base hit in the 4th inning, and he flew out in the 1st. He does take, is it strike 1? Scoreboard not working today. He's going to call that a strike. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside. Strike called there. 0-2. So runners at first and second. 1 in. Fly ball. Is it playable up the first base line, up against the fence? Nope, it just out of play into the dugout it goes, so count remains. 1 ball and 2 strikes, I guess. Yeah, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Simic. 2 out, 1 in. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. Mount Vernon Christian's at bat with Nathan Simic, and he has 1 and 2, and he'll foul another one into the over the first base dugout. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian here. A little bit of a break here. We'll thank a couple more of our sponsors. Northwest Propane, Skagit Ready Mix, Kraft Stoves, Walton Beverage, and Pepsi, helping bring this ball game to you from Silverdale. Pitch on the way, and that one's going to again be fouled off. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nathan Simic. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian here in the top of the 5th inning. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. There's another swing and a foul ball, this time off the 3rd base line. That was a ground ball, foul, and the counts remaining 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nathan battling here at the plate. Trying to make something happen here with 2 down and 2 on. 1 in, pitch on the way, and then another ground ball chopper foul off the 3rd base line. He sent 3 off the 1st base line. Now he's got 2 off the 3rd base line foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for Mount Vernon Christian. 4-3, pitch on the way, ground ball. That one's going to be gloved there by Bates. Bates will go across to 1st base on the fielder's choice and get Simic there. But Mount Vernon Christian gets another one back. They trail by 1 now. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. We head to the bottom of the frame here on KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Bottom of the 5th inning, Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. The Warriors are coming up to bat. And let's see. I think I would know this, but it looks like Joel Votipka is still on the mound for the Hurricanes. And leading things off for Crosspoint, it's going to be number 10, the right fielder, Dylan Cook. He reached on an error in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him shows bunt, and he'll bunt that one foul straight back for strike one. So 0-1. And I'll remind you, we're coming to you from Loeb Field, the Kitsap County Fairgrounds in Silverdale, Washington. Class 1B District playoffs. Semifinal game between Mount Vernon Christian and Crosspoint. Another bunt attempt, and that's going to be called a strike as he missed. So Cook has an 0-2 count. Leadoff batter for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way, that one's high for ball one. I think that slipped out of Votipka's hand in the midst of his throw. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Cook. There it is, strike 3 on the outside corner and out number 1. And I'm showing, 4 strikeouts for Joel Votipka here. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Reed Howard. He struck out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st. Did the center fielder for Crosspoint. 1 down, nobody on, pitch on the way. That's just hit that corner, strike 1 called. Reed Howard will step back in for the 0-1. Votipka, big sigh, pitch on the way. It's right down the middle of the plate for strike 2, 0-2 to Reed Howard. 1 away for Crosspoint in a 4-3 ball game. Bottom of the 5th. There's the 0-2. Timeout is called before a pitch came out, and Howard will step out. Let's see, no pitch on that one. Timeout was called here. And the pitch will not count. Just taking a look here, trying to read Howard. I don't have any information on him. As for his age, he looks pretty young here. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be outside, a little bit too far outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reed Howard. Here, 1 down, nobody on for Crosspoint. They're leading 4-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch from Votipka. That one's popped up out of play over my head. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on for Crosspoint. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. Here's the pitch on the way. Just a bit high on that one. 2-2 the count. To Reed Howard. Here's the next pitch. That's a bit high, and that count goes full to Howard. Oh, actually, they're going to call that a walk. Okay, so Howard heads to first base. So 1 on, and that'll bring up the pitcher. Yeah, everybody's... There's a question. I had it down for 3. Yeah, that's what I figured. That makes sense. I had 3 balls on that as well. And now we're going to do it again with a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. So we're going to so let me reset. Reed Howard is back at the plate because the home plate umpire thought it was the 4th ball. It was only the 3rd ball. So count is full to Reed Howard. 1 out, nobody on. So we reset this. Next pitch from Votipka. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and down he goes swinging. So Reed Howard is out with a strikeout. And that is actually the 5th strikeout I have for Joel Votipka. And now, here comes the pitcher for Crosspoint, number 1, Silas Stenerson. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. He had a base hit back in the 3rd inning and was hit by a pitch in the 1st. Here's the next pitch on the way. Fly ball, that's going to drop into center field for a base hit. Stenerson around first. And a hold up there as it relays in to Simenk. at second, and there is a 2-out single for Crosspoint. That'll bring up number 13, Levi Bates, shortstop. He was hit by a pitch in the third and grounded out in the first. If I'm reading my... No, actually, he struck out in the first. Excuse me. Here's a pitch on the way. Fly ball, little looper's going to drop in just over the head of the third baseman, Davis there. And Crosspoint now has runners at first and second with a 2-out single there. Stenderson's on second. Bates is on first. And that'll bring up Flint Howard, third baseman for Crosspoint. Flew out in the first, and I think he got onto second base and was caught there into a double play to end the inning. I believe that's what happened there. So there is 2 on, 2 out, pitch on the way. Hit that right at the knees to Howard, takes strike 1. So 0-1 to Flint Howard. Stenderson at second, Bates at first. Pitch on the way, swing, that one's fouled off. Out of play for strike 2. So 0-2 to Flint Howard. Lindy Insurance scoreboard, Crosspoint with a 4-3 lead in this semifinal game with Mount Vernon Christian. Bottom of the 5th inning. Warriors are up to bat. Flint Howard is no balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. For Crosspoint, here is a step off by Votipka. Gets everybody back to their base. Again, you have Stenderson at second, Bates at first. Take their leads there. Votipka looks back at second, goes to the plate with a pitch. A swing and a miss. And that will do it for Crosspoint here in the 5th inning. They leave 2 out there. We'll head to the 6th. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Well, we're going to start the 6th inning of play, 4-3, Crosspoint with the lead, and Mount Vernon Christian coming up to bat. We have a new pitcher out there for the Warriors. It's Flint Howard. He did pitch 1 inning against Evergreen Lutheran on Saturday. No runs, no hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts and 3 batters that he faced on Saturday. And he is in there for Crosspoint, trying to save this lead, or keep this lead. And leading off for Mount Vernon Christian is Jake Fedema. He had a single in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st inning by my clearly unofficial statistics here. So we have a moment here as Howard is continuing his warm-ups. Remind you of a couple more sponsors that help me bring this broadcast to you. Northwest Clean Air Agency, John's Auto Toggery, excuse me, let me start that over. John's Auto Toggery, the Country Store, Mount Vernon Christian School, also helping bring this broadcast to you. We're in Silverdale, Washington here. Loeb Field at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds. Just, I could say a hop, skip, and a jump from Olympic High School, which is to our, I believe it's to the south. Beautiful facility here, 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, natural grass on 2 of those fields, and turf on 2 of those fields as well. It's an interesting little complex here. So here we go with Jake Fadima leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian, trailing by 1 run, 4-3 here. Crosspoint on top. Mount Vernon Christian coming to bat. Little meeting between the new pitcher, Howard, and the catcher, Hinman. And Fadima will step in, wait for the first pitch from Howard. Here's the kick and the throw, outside for ball 1. So Fadima quickly ahead in this count. Chatter coming from the first base dugout, pitch on the way. High, ball 2 to Fadima. Nice. Mount Vernon Christian dugout likes it. Here's the 2-0. Pitch on the way, and it's high for ball 3. So 3 pitches and 3 balls from Flint Howard, the new pitcher for Crosspoint. Here's the 3-0. Knew that would be a strike as Fadima took that one in there. So 3-1, the count. Check swing on that one, and it's count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here is the full count to Fadima. And that is going to be a leadoff walk as Jake Fadima heads to first base. Represents a tying run here, and that will bring up number 21, right fielder, Chase Woodmansey. Well, he struck out in his first 2 at-bats today. So nobody out, 1 on. Jake Fadima over at first base. Takes his lead over there. Throw over to first, and Jake dives down back to the bag. This ball did get away from the first baseman there, Pfeiffer, but not far enough for Jake to take off. So back to the pitcher it goes, and Howard will look back at first. Here's the pitch, runner goes. It's going to be strike, no throw to second as Fadima is safe on second base and in scoring position. That was a strike to Woodmansey, by the way. So Chase will wait, chose bunt, waiting for the next pitch from Howard. Here's the kick in the throw, pulls it back, takes strike 2. So 0-2 the count to Woodmansey. Nobody out. Jake Fadima at second base for Mount Vernon Christian, trying to get this tying run across home plate, but he's in second. He's at second base right now. 0-2 to Woodmansey. Step off throw to second. No, and almost tagged him out on the throw to second, but Fadima back quickly. So Woodmansey waiting for the 0-2 pitch. Nobody out, 1 on for Mount Vernon Christian. 1-run game here. 4-3 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. There's a line drive that's going to go right into the hands of Bickle. Throw to first for the out there on the play, however. Fadima makes his way to third base. So Jake Fadima is now at third with 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 12, Trevor Blom. I think he grounded out. I believe he grounded out. Yeah, he grounded out to end the 4th inning. Flew out in the 2nd. He'll wait for the first pitch to him. Runner at third base, 1 away. That one hits him, and Blum will head to to first base. So Mount Vernon Christian has runners at the corners, one down. And here comes number 1, the center fielder, Christian Kilvert. Christian ground out in the 5th, struck out in the 2nd. So 1 away, 2 on. Jake Fadima at third base. Trevor Blom at first. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. Top of the 6th inning we are. And Howard will step off as he has runners at first and third. A little confusion. I think we might even be getting a pitching change here, but no, we're bringing everybody into conference up here as, yeah, just trying to get everybody on the same page here in a 1-run game. We have a moment here. We'll remind everybody that the Pegasus Pie Company, Sound Cedar, First Class Auto Glass, Skagit Habitat for Humanity, helping bring this ball game to you here on KBRC. Crosspoint has a 4-3 lead, top of the 6th inning, 1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and third for Mount Vernon Christian. And the batter for the Hurricanes is Christian Kilvert. Howard with the pitch to the plate's high for ball 1. Oh, on the play, however, Blom will make his way to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position for Mount Vernon Christian. Jake Fadima at third. Trevor Blom at second, and that one's going to be bunted foul by Kilvert. His 1-1 count. So a little bit of a walk around for Kilvert. 1 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Kilvert. That's high. And Kilvert had to duck for that to avoid that pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, 2 on for Mount Vernon Christian. Christian Kilvert steps back in with a 2 balls, 1 strike count. Here's the pitch from Howard. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2-2 to the center fielder. Can remind you, Jake Fadima at third, Trevor Blom at second. Christian Kilvert steps back in, waits for the 2-2. Ooh, did that hit him? Did not. That's ball 3. Ball popped up in the air like it might have hit him, but I guess it might have been off the glove of Hinman, the catcher, for Crosspoint. So the count is full for Kilvert. Here's the pitch from Howard. Swing, and that one's popped up out of play into the crowd behind home plate. Nice catch out there by one of the Crosspoint fans. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kilvert. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third. And a 1-run difference here. 4-3 on the Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint on top. Here's the kick in the third, and the swing and a miss by Kilvert, and that's strikeout. That was the first strikeout by Howard here. 2 down for Mount Vernon Christian, and that will bring up shortstop Jordan Fadima. He swings and misses at the first pitch. He had a base hit in the 5th inning, flew out in the 3rd. It's 0-1 now to Jordan Fadima. Here's the kick from Howard and the throw. In there for strike 1, 1-1 to Jordan Fadima. Jake Fadima at third base. Trevor Blom at second base. 2 down for Mount Vernon Christian. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball popped up. Is it playable? Hyman back to the fence, and it goes off the fence, and it's foul ball. So it's now 1-2 for Fadima. very close to playable there. Just got cut up inside the fence. It's actually a net. Hit the net and is a foul ball. So 1-2 the count to Jordan Fadima. 2 out, 2 on. Top of the 6th. 4-3 our score. Crosspoint with a 1-run lead. Mount Vernon Christian at bat with 2 out. Jordan Fadima the batter. 1-2 the count. Howard taking its time, gets the sign. Here's the kick and the throw. It's going to be ball. It's going to be low and the ball 2. So 2-2 the count. Here's the 2-2 count. 2 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and it goes down swinging. Does Jordan Fadima and leaves 2 runners out there. Leaves 2 on. We head to the bottom of the frame. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4. Mount Vernon Christian 3. This is KBRC. 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Okay, now I get it. Just read your text, sorry. I get it. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. The Warriors are coming up to bat here. Hyman, Bickle, and Keene due up here in the 6th for the Warriors. The 1-run lead. Joel Votipka still on the mound for Crosspoint. Doesn't look like there's any changes defensively as the sun comes out and bathes the field in sunshine, although the rest of us are in the shade. It's kind of interesting. Here's the first pitch, and it's strike 1 to the catcher for Crosspoint, number 8. That's Jonah Hinman, excuse me. He flew out in the 3rd and ground out in the 2nd. Next pitch is a little ground ball chopper. It's going to go right into the glove of Davis. Throw over to first, a little high, but he did manage to get it to the bag. Nope, they say he didn't tag him out. Oh, why? Boy, oh boy, the Fadima had the foot on the bag. It was a little high. He even brought the ball, the glove down for the tag and tagged him in the helmet, but they're calling him safe there. Hinman is safe at first base. It was the call. From my standpoint, it looked like he did everything he could to get the out there. Now we're going to get a little conference here. This is very important to play here. It's a difference in the first out or a runner on first. We'll see what they decide. We don't have the benefit of replay here. So the umpiring crew, we have 3 umpires today, so they're talking it over. Let's see what they saw, what the other 2 guys on the field saw. First place umpire called him safe. Looked to me like Jake Fadima had it was a high throw, had the foot on the bag, and brought it down on top of the runner's helmet, as well as keeping his foot on the bag, so I don't know why that's not an out. They're going to call him out. There we go. So 1 away. They did appeal, talk it over, and there's 1 away, as what I thought was actually there. So 1 down for Crosspoint. That'll bring up number 7, Shea Bickle. And Bickle struck out in the 4th and struck out in the 2nd. So 0 for 2 for the second baseman. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled off. for strike one. Could hear that crack on the bat, helmet, and then off into onto the turf and the track. Foul. So 0-1 the count. 1 out. As a home plate umpire called timeout. Pickle will step back in. Check swing. They say, did he go? He did not. So 1-1 the count to Pickle. 1 out, nobody on for Crosspoint. Lindy Insurance scoreboard shows Crosspoint with a 4-3 lead on Mount Vernon Christian here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That one out there on the run to get it. What a sliding catch out there by Bronk for out number 2. So 2 away for Crosspoint. It's a lot of wood on that one. Just running in to grab it was Bronk on the slide and got it for the 2nd out. That will bring up J.T. Keene, the left fielder for Crosspoint. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be ball 1 as it bounces around there. So 1-1 the count. 2 out, nobody on for Crosspoint. Leading 4-3 here. Bottom of the 6th. Here's the kick and the throw. High, ball 2. 2-1 the count. To Keene. Here's the kick and the throw from Tipka. That's strike 2. Strike down the middle of the plate. 2-2 is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on for Crosspoint. Tipka looks in for the sign. Taking his time. Here's the pitch. Swing, that one's fouled off. Inside of the, well, near the wrists there. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count. To Keene with 2 out. Pitch on the way. That's high for ball 3, so the count goes full. To Keene, left fielder. Here's the 3-2 from Tipka. Strike 3 called. That will end the inning on the 4th strikeout, or 3rd strikeout for, no, actually that's the 6th or 7th strikeout for Tipka, sorry. So we head to the top of the 7th, Crosspoint with a 1-run lead, 4-3. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. So we're down, Mount Vernon Christian is down to their last 3 outs here. They trail by 1 run, 4-3, heading to the top of the 7th inning. So we have a little bit of a delay here. Lindy Insurance, Northwest Propane, Skagit Ready Mix, and Craft Stove among the sponsors helping bring this game to you here from Silverdale, Washington, Loeb Field at Kitsap County Fairgrounds. So leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian is number 7, Dante Brunk. He struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Did have a beautiful running, diving catch. Shows bunt, takes strike 1 on the first pitch. So 0-1 to Brunk. Helped out the cause there for Mount Vernon Christian to keep the game 1 run. There's a next pitch on the way. It's low for ball 1. 1-1 the count to the left fielder. Leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian here in the top of the 7th. 4-3 game. Crosspoint with a 1-run lead. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Brunk. It's 1-2 on the count to the leadoff batter. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That's looked good, but a little bit low, so 2-2 the count. Came in fast and came down low. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brunk. Leading things off for Mount Vernon Christian here in the 7th. That one's a swing and a miss, and Brunk goes down swinging, so 1 away. And that will bring up the top of the order, and the pitcher, Joel Votipka. They walked him in the 5th. He struck out in the 3rd, and he led off the game with a single. So 1 down for Mount Vernon Christian. Votipka will step in. Here's the first pitch from Howard. High, ball 1. Here is the 1-0 on the way. It's high and off the glove. Ball 2, so 2-0 to Votipka. Davis on deck. Here's the 2-0. That one hit the inside corner for strike 1. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Joel Votipka. 1 out, nobody on. Scores 4-3, Crosspoint with a 1-run lead. Pitch on the way, that's inside and high for ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Joel Votipka. Top of the 7th, 4-3. That's the score. Pitch on the way. Fly ball, high, center field. Out there, going back to get it is Howard, and he gloves it for out number 2. So 2 down for Mount Vernon Christian, and that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, number 14, Bennett Davis. Bennett had a base hit in the 5th inning. Flew out in the 4th and grounded out in the 1st. So here's the first pitch. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Pitch was high for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on for Mount Vernon Christian. They're trailing by 1 run. Lindy Insurance scoreboard. Crosspoint 4, Mount Vernon Christian 3. Here's the pitch on the way. Shows bunt again. Low for ball 2. So 2-0 to Davis. Waiting for the 2-0 from Howard. Shows bunt again. There's strike 1 called as Davis pulled it back. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Infield plane in. Pitch on the way. Just a bit high. Ball 3. So 3-1. To Bennett Davis. 2 out. Flint Howard will step off. Nobody on. Here's the next pitch on the way. Strike 2 called, so 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bennett Davis. 2 out, nobody on. Count is full. Nathan Simic on deck should Davis reach. He tries to get the dugout going. There's a pitch outside, and that's a 2-out walk as Davis heads to first base. Represents the tying run there in a 4-3 ball game. Here comes Nathan Simic. He's the shortstop, playing shortstop. He grounded out in the 5th. Reached on an error in the fourth and flew out in the first. Here's the first pitch. Runner goes. Bennett Davis goes. Throw to second. He beat the tag. Just slid in ahead of the tag, and Davis is on second base in scoring position. 2 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch. Nope, it's going to step off, throw over to second, actually. And Davis is back safely, dusting some dirt off his jersey. Simek will step back in, wait for the next pitch to him. Here it comes. Strike called. I believe it's 1-1, is it not? 2 out, 1 on. Davis in second, dancing around there. 4-3 ball game, pitch on the way. High. It's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. And Simek will step back in, waiting for the 2-1. 2 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 3, so 3-1 the count to Simek. Bennett Davis at second base. Step off and actually throw to second. Bennett was already on his way back to the base. The throw. So Nathan Simek waiting for the 3-1 pitch from Howard. Here's the kick and the throw. High, and that will send him to first base. So 2 on, 2 out. And here comes Jake Fadima. He walked in the 6th, had a base hit in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st. 2 on, 2 out. Pitch on the way. Inside for ball 1 to Jake Fadima. He's the first baseman for Mount Vernon Christian. Again, Davis is second. Simek at first. Here's the kick and the pitch to Fadima. Low. Ball 2, 2-0. Crosspoint 4. Mount Vernon Christian 3. Top of the 7th, 2 out, 2 on. There's 2 balls and no strikes. That's 3 balls, no strikes. So 3-0 to Jake Fadima. And Hinman's going to head out to the mound to talk things over with Flint Howard. While they're doing their chat here, we'll remind you that Walton Beverage, Pepsi, Northwest Clean Air Agency, and John's Auto Toggery helping bring this ball game to you today here on KBRC. Coming to you from the Kitsap County Fairgrounds in Silverdale, Washington. 4-3 ball game. Crosspoint on top, Mount Vernon Christian at bat, 2 out. And the bases are now loaded as that pitch put Jake Fadima at first, moves Nathan Simek to second, and Bennett Davis to third. So here comes the right fielder, number 21, Chase Woodmansey. He ground out in the 6th inning, struck out in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd. And there's a meeting at the mound. I think we might be getting a pitching change here. Yeah, let's take a look here. It does look like the starting pitcher's back in there, and that is Silas Stenerson. So we will take a timeout as we get a couple of warm-up pitches here. We'll be right back. This is KBRC, 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in a minute. Okay. Well, this is interesting. They'll give him a short warm-up, so... So a short warm-up for Stennerson. A 1-1 is the count. There's a swing and a miss by Woodmansey for strike number 2. First pitch was a little bit high, but they called it a strike. Next pitch was a ball, and then that one was a swing and a miss. So Woodmansey has a 1-2, and he took strike 3 right there. So Crosspoint comes away with a 1-run victory over Mount Vernon Christian, 4-3. Striking out the side was, striking out the last batter was Silas Stennerson, and Crosspoint comes away with a 4-3 victory here at Loeb Field in Silverdale. And that will be the final score, 4-3. We will take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll be back here to wrap this thing up here. Let's see here. So 4-3 is the final score. KBRC 1430 AM, 102.9 FM, and KBRCradio.com. Back in 3 minutes. Okay. This is 3 minutes, right? You wanted, how much? Text me what you need here so I know what's going on. I don't have a graphic for 3 minutes, so I'm going to add my 1 minute thing here in a minute when this timer runs out. This was a 3 minutes, so we've got a minute and a half left. Just reminding you.